Hi there, my name is Cale Bigelow. I'm a professor in the Horticulture Landscape Architecture Department, and I am a turfgrass scientist. Wanted to take a couple minutes because this has been a really extreme summer and talk to you about things that you could do for your lawn to set it up for repair from the summer of 2025 and also for good things for 2026. And here we are, it's the first week of September. This is always a time of year that we start to think about feeding, seeding, and eventually weeding in our lawns. And one of the things that we had this year was more 90-degree days than normal in central Indiana. And so that took its toll on a lot of lawns and a lot of sports fields and a lot of golf courses. And so the natural thing is, if you've had turf thinning, which happened quite a bit due to a variety of pest things and plant stress, is you got to be thinking about seeding. And so I've got some seed right here. This is a seed that we've been really pushing towards home lawns as turf type tall fescue, not to be confused with the forage type tall fescues. But if you've got some areas in your lawn, this is a good time of year to go scratch those areas up, sprinkle some seed in there, remove any of the debris that might be there. But the big thing is seed soil contact. And then the other piece of that is to make sure that you're putting enough moisture so that that seed can germinate and establish. So you've got about 60 days from the beginning of September through the end of October to get your grass back in dents, okay? The other thing that's going to help you for any of the existing things that might be there that have survived the summer that we've had is feeding your lawn. And so there's lots of different ways that you could do that, lots of different products that you potentially could use. A lot of the garden centers will sell lawn maintenance fertilizers, and a lot of those lawn maintenance fertilizers might be something that looks a little bit like this. You'll see some different colored pellets in the bag. But the important thing about this feeding in the early part of September, because summer's not done yet, is you want to look for something that has a slow release component to it. You want a little bit of quick release, but also some slow release so you can get sort of a quick pop of green color and some growth, but also something that's going to give you a bit of a longer feed there. But just like with the seed, one of the most important things that you can do for fertilizer efficiency is ideally apply the fertilizer and then try and get it watered in. Sometimes Mother Nature can help if it's a light rain, but if not, you may need to pull a hose and a sprinkler if you don't have an in-ground irrigation system. But over the next 30 days, feeding and seeding are two cornerstone things so you can have a better lawn in 2026. Yeah, so this is a retail version of a lawn maintenance fertilizer. You can see the different colored pellets that are in here. This is going to be a complete fertilizer that has nitrogen, maybe a little bit of phosphorus, and the orange thing here is some potassium. But really what we're focusing on are these little blue pellets, and these blue pellets, that's the slow release component of the fertilizer. And then I also have, again, these are just some turf type tall fescue seeds. You can see they're larger. The nice thing about that is generally larger seeds are going to germinate a little bit more quickly. They're also a little bit more durable and tolerant of infrequent irrigation as you're trying to establish things. But again, if you are going to do something as far as repairing some areas in your lawn, make sure you scratch out any of the dead debris that's there. Sprinkle some seed in there. Maybe lightly rake it in with a light rake. You can even put a little bit of compost or something across the top, and that's really going to help you in terms of repairing and renovating areas that were damaged in the summer of 2025.